Tonight, we're going head to head, Andy versus NeNe. I hope you got your marching band ready. It's Bravo, bitch.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz.
Yes, it is Wednesday, my favorite day of the week. It is Bravo Day. Welcome to It's sBravoBetch with HollywoodLian. It's my show. In the studio today, Erika Edwards.
Hey, what's up, party people?
From the Real Housewives of Atlanta panel. I have her all to myself. It's going to be a good show. What's up, Boo?
Yay. I'm excited to see you.
Man.
Glad you're here.
We're going to talk about a lot of good things. I'm glad you're here, too. We got some Atlanta to talk about. So a very heavy Atlanta show. Some stuff that happened on the show, some stuff that happened on Watch What Happens Live. I'm just saying, we got a lot to talk about. I see you guys are saying hi to me already. Hi, Film Raider. I see you guys in the chat. We have a lot of things to talk about. Let's start off with some gold stars. It's kind of like Wendy's Hot Topics. How you doing? First of all, happy holidays.
Hey, happy holidays.
Happy holidays from
them.
the Giudice girls. We have a picture for you guys from the Real Housewives of New Jersey girls, Teresa and Joe's girls. They're saying Merry Christmas to you guys. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
Aww,
yes.
they're growing up.
They're so big. And this is like very gangster of them. What is up with this?
That is a little dark. It's a little dark and a little busy, to keep it 100. But I love you, girls. Super cute.
I like the festive attitude. Yeah. I like that Teresa's not in it. You know why? Because it's like Teresa and Joe can't be in it. They're still all a family. So I might as well just put the girls on.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. Since every episode, she's like, well, I hope he comes home for my children.
Oh, my God. It's getting
she's like,
so...
I don't care personally. I don't give a damn. But for the kids, I want him to come home. I'm like, okay.
It is pretty heavy. We're going to talk about New Jersey a little bit later on the show, but we're going to talk about Orange County as well because it's always thriving. The last couple weeks have been really good. Season's finale is next week, and we're going to be talking about a little bit of the reunion, just a little preview. Ooh. And we're going to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. So for now, let's get into our gold stars. We did Happy Holidays from the Giudice girls. And now, last week, we had the Below Deck cast member on here, Ashton Pinar. Some of you guys loved the show. Some of you guys didn't. I know it got a lot of press and it got a lot of rallying up the other cast members. Some of them want to come back to tell their side of the story.
Cool.
But last night on Below Deck, or on Monday night, Kate Chastain got into it with Ashton, who was here on the show. We have a photo for you guys. Basically, this is kind of like the first time we've really seen Kate very vulnerable, like very, very much like crying in the bathroom, like locked up. I think it was too much. You know, Brian called her a bitch because she was calling him a yachty, and he's like, please don't call me a yachty. You know, and she's like, oh, that's such a yachty thing for you to do, not like to be called yachty. And he's like, stop calling me a yachty. So, you know, I think
the Y word.
I think it was the T word, Thailand tequila. That's what I think it was, because no one gets that sensitive. Kate is such a HBIC. It's going to be interesting to see the next couple episodes. It seems like everyone's kind of attacking her, and she's my girl, so y'all better back up. And I love me some Courtney. Riley's getting into the DM. She wants to come on the show.
That'll be nice.
Yeah, we'll see. Exciting. We'll see how it goes. I have one more picture of you guys. This is the photo that I'm referring to. Like, Kate came back from an outing and she was not happy with the crew. She started throwing all their clothes on the floor, and that's when Ashton was like, have some respect for your captain. And Captain gave it to Ashton online and was like, I'm not really happy with you, so relax. I'm not on your side.
Look at the cut of those muscles, though, right?
That's Michelle Obama arms right there.
Well, maybe she didn't eat because she's slightly anorexic, but there are some cuts there.
She is not anorexic.
She's not anorexic,
eats.
but she looks very thin there. Look at that elbow bone. But I do like the muscle cut. She looks great. She looks great. She does look good. She looks
all right. Good. Well, that's what's happening on the boat of Valor. Let's move on to dry land. Let's go to New York City, where Tinsley has gotten engaged we have a photo for you guys. Look at Dale in the corner giving me some Kris Jenner vibes. You're doing great, sweetie. You're doing great. Marry that chubby boy from Chicago, says nobody ever. Are you happy about this?
Well, I'm from Chicago, so go ahead. Let's do some pizza for Christmas.
Chi-town in the house.
Sister.
I know, but I just don't think he's right for her.
Well, I mean, I don't know. They haven't actually gotten married yet. I mean,
I don't think he's right for her. I think he's controlling. He's a chubby boy that, got some powers. So I feel like this is like, I don't know. Tinsley's the hottest girl he'll ever get.
For sure. For sure. I mean, I agree with that part. It's interesting, though. I mean, I don't know.
Did she have to leave the show over it, though?
Thank you. She was always struggling for a storyline. And her whole entire, what's she going to do? Come back another season of, oh, we're not together. Are we together? We're not together. Are we together? No, I can't do that
Or another season of, oh, I don't want to call him right now. I don't want to make him angry.
Yeah, I can't talk about him. I would never bring that up at the table. Like, no, I can't do all of that. Either you with him and, kind of like Kenya. Either he's in it to win it and he's part of the show and we see him acting crazy with you, or you move your butt to Chicago.
Uh-oh. So, Erika. Ronnie says in the chat, I adore Erika, except when we disagree on Real Housewives of Potomac.
Oh.
Kate was speechless for the first time in her life. Yes, she was. Not surprised she's leaving TV for him. Well, I'm surprised. Like, who leaves TV?
Okay, first of all, we all know Tinsley follows a check. So,
this is about money.
It's like, I mean, I don't know what she's making, but she's not making Bethany or anybody else's money, I'm sure. So, you know what I'm saying? So although I do like her as on New York.
Yeah.
But I can see, she had to move down to a smaller apartment and stuff. I mean, she's going to follow the money, and I don't
downsizing.
Really
well, we have a photo for you guys of Tinsley with LuAnn because actually the news broke out that Tinsley was leaving because LuAnn announced it on her show. She said, I wish her all of the best. Feeling Giovanni, dun, 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 dun. Feeling Giovanni. Yeah, so LuAnn is kind of the one that kind of let this out of the bag. She said that Tinsley has left the show and that she wishes her all the best. So instantly it was all over Instagram, all over the blogs. So I'm just recapping it here for you guys, the ones that are listening on the way to work and on iTunes. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support.
I'm going to miss her, though.
Are you? Well, I don't know if I'm going to miss her. All I know is that she did give us a couple things like, yeah, I am drinking, LuAnn. That was amazing. I love that.
And then remember when Ramona used to read her about how expensive her clothes were, but they still weren't cute? Now, that was always fun.
And I liked when she was like, I'm miserable. I'm fucking miserable.
Oh my gosh. And then when she was the queen of the circus or whatever they call the person who leads.
That's when she broke down. Absolutely crazy.
Looking like a baby doll. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. I blame all that wine she drank.
Oh, I blame it on that outfit. But still, it was a great episode. All right, Tinsley, don't eat too much pizza, girl, because,
yeah,
you might have to come back to TV, so don't get too fat.
Lou said, Ronnie says, Lou is so excited that all these ladies are leaving. It's just Lou and the crown. Yeah, I get it, man. Thank you. And I like that you guys like my LuAnn laugh. That was my impression. LuAnn's always been my favorite. You guys know I love me some LuAnn. The new LuAnn is not like amazing. She's amazing because we're all like laughing at her. Yeah. I mean, we were always kind of laughing at her. But now it's like, the whole cabaret thing is just 10 notches up. I mean, she's not Gaga, I know. I've been to the show and it's not particularly amazing. And when she performed at BravoCon, April was here and she said that she was like 2 hours late or something and that people were pissed. And she doesn't really sing at her show. She only has like 4 or 5 songs.
Well, I mean,
she talks a lot.
I think really calling what she does singing is stretching it. I mean, she's kind of like
talking.
Yeah, she's kind of like talking to the music.
Exactly.
I mean, she's not like, ooh, Whitney Houston, I'm really going to carry a note. Right.
C'est bon. C'est bon.
Yeah,
Chic, c'est la vie.
But that being said, no shade though, because not everybody is, Aretha Franklin. So get out there and do your thing.
And she's selling out Chicago theaters, girl.
Exactly.
That big Chicago theater with the C. She sold that bitch out.
Yes, get that check.
Get that check. I mean, I know I gave her some money. Lou got some of my money. So I'm cool. I'm not being uncool. We love some LuAnn, but oh my God, that was a really long that was a really long gold stars. We talked about these people for a while. So let's get into our first topic of the day. Real Housewives of Atlanta. I know that I said I was going to be on the panel for Atlanta, and I am, and Erika's on it right now. She's running the show. Make sure to check it out Sunday nights.
Yes.
I've just been a little bit busy, so I haven't really been jumping onto the Atlanta panel, but I'm fully caught up. And we're going to give you guys a little recap today. But first, I want to talk about this head-to-head. The Bravo boss and the Bravo big lady.
I feel like
Andy Cohen.
Yes,
and
Andy
Leaks.
would take a peach if it wouldn't be a pay cut, because he could be right.
I don't
there.
know.
He could be right.
There's something more
He's very
powerful
messy.
about like being the puppet master of all these little. He's the big daddy, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I don't know if he wants to get on the floor and play with them.
I would have thought that until now, because it's one thing to just be shady at the reunion, but like, good Lord, it's only 5 weeks in and you throwing shade already. Like, it's early.
Ooh, okay.
So we'll see.
This is going to be interesting. I don't know if we're going to fully agree tonight. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about Andy. He can be shady, and he throws it at the reunion. He loves to throw his shade. That's what he does. Don't forget, like, he started this thing. You know, it takes one to know one. That man is full of shade, full of reads. He knows how to make good TV. And I think that there's something about holding that power that I don't think he wants to get down on the floor and play with them. But there is something about kind of letting a bitch know once in a while who's in charge. That's what I think is happening. Because if he was really still playing with them, he would have kind of threw a little bit more shade, or kind of like, if anything, maybe even back down a little bit to NeNe. But instead, I feel like he threw more shade on her.
Exactly.
If you guys don't know what I'm talking about,
Yes.
Eva was on Watch What Happens Live on Sunday right after the show, and Andy said, well, I have a photo of NeNe wearing a red dress that she wore at BravoCon, and we see it on the show tonight in the confessional. So he made a joke about recycling clothes, and he's like, yeah, I think she finally got that strap fixed. And Eva and Ashanti were dying laughing. They were like, oh my God. And Andy's like, what? And Eva's like, hold up, you're doing what I do. You throwing shade and acting like it's not shade. Like, honey, it's shade. That's what I do best on TV. That she basically admitted like her entire character on Real Housewives of Atlanta, which is acting shady, throwing a bomb, and then acting like it wasn't shade.
Yes.
That's what Andy did. He basically made fun of her for her recycling the dress. Like, we all recycle clothes. I wore this shirt like a month ago on here, okay? So I don't know. Let's see what NeNe has to say about this. She wasn't happy, so she did an Instagram post. I have it for you guys. Here's the photo. Can we zoom in so I could read a little bit of it, please?
I know, because we don't have 3 hours for this show, because this is a long post.
NeNe was like, can somebody please tell me what the point of this was? Like, I don't get it. That was 2 years ago. Can you zoom in just a tiny bit? I wore this dress once, so I can't sit in a confessional with it on, Andy. Like, how many times have you recycled your suits and ties? Pointless, messy. Like, she goes to call Andy all sorts of things that include all the lines of like, why are you coming for me? Like, I have all these women coming for me. Now I have to worry about Bravo top executives coming at me.
And the answer would be yes. Because in the words of Andy and NeNe,
What?
I said what I said was the gift that he put on Instagram in reply.
Yeah, he clapped back. We have the next photo for you guys.
Yes.
Let's pull it up.
I said what I
Somebody tweeted him and was like, Andy, you know that was shady. To which Andy replied to with a NeNe gif.
Yes.
Or GIF. I'm going to say GIF because I refuse to say GIF. A NeNe GIF that said, I said what I said, like Erika said. But NeNe clapped back.
Yes.
Using Candy's own line. This is so poetic. And what you said was some bullshit.
Yes.
Erika, what are your thoughts?
I'm here for it, but Andy, come on now. is the baby napping? The baby needs Pampers, Andy. That's what I would say. That's my first thought.
The nanny is taking care of that. That's what he would say.
I don't know. I mean, it seems a little messy. I don't know. I mean, I feel like you have a whole team of producers. So, Andy, it's not like you remembered her dress from 2 years ago yourself. So, I don't know. I mean, it's just Bravo trying to have some fun. I think trying to get us, make sure, we're excited.
That was interesting what you just said. Trying to have some fun. That's what I'm getting out of this. I'm like, stand up. You're not in the deep end. You're not drowning. You're in the shallow end. It ain't that deep.
Yeah, I mean, it's a dress. It's like,
It's just simple shade.
Yeah.
NeNe is the queen of it.
I agree. But I do think you have a valid point, because I think what really is shocking isn't that he's shady, it's that he's shady at NeNe, because he doesn't really come for her that much outside of the reunion or whatever. So it's like, yeah, who's gonna check me, boo? And that would be Andy.
Yeah, somebody commented like, oh yeah, he came for his favorite.
Right, exactly.
And she was like, I am not his favorite.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what? I do agree with NeNe on that. I don't think that he dislikes her at in any sense of the word at all. But I think that he does. I mean, she's not on the favorites list anymore, because NeNe is also like a trailblazer, and with that comes rule breaking. You know what I mean? And someone who's an executive who likes to be everything precise. I mean, this is how you create $1 million franchises. You have to have somewhat of control. You have to control your peeps, and NeNe is hard to control. So I feel like that's the only reason why she wouldn't be his favorite, because they've probably had some issues. Like, now you can't put your hands on anybody. It probably started with Kim.
Exactly. And then, but then I know, right? Back in the day.
Didn't you choke somebody?
When you used to choke people off camera. Those were the good old days. But no, I think you have to remember that just because like every franchise has like a head honcho, right? The head OG or whatever that's the original, kind of from the original cast that's managed to survive and or go on to bigger and better things. But I think just because you put more money in Andy's pocket does not make you his friend.
She's probably like, yeah, I should have some respect. I am the OG. Yeah, I built this shit.
Exactly. And, kind of
and
like...
you could take some simple shade. It's shade.
Yeah,
it's
kind of like Vanderpump or Bethany, you know what I'm saying? Or Teresa. They're all the head, but that doesn't mean... I don't think Andy messes with all of them.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'm glad you're here making me money, but I don't know if,
Speaking of, we have some news and gossip at the end of the show about people who have made Andy a lot of money, people that are feuding. So... yeah, some little Twitter wars we're going to talk about later. Thank you for the reminder. But yeah, let's move on, because we could talk about this all day. I do have yes, let's pull up this photo that Giovanna, that bitch, posted, blurring Portia out, throwing major shade. Like, you like it to be in this photo with all of these queens, girl. Why are you blurring people out? Have some respect.
Wait, what is she? I didn't even see this. That is hilarious.
Oh,
my gosh.
To which my girl Portia, keeping it real, replied, "Can we have the next photo?" Cropping Giovanna out. I think it might have started like this way. I think Portia might have posted it first, cropping her out. But they're not friends like that. You know what I mean? Cropping out and blurring out is two totally different things. It does make sense that if I cropped you out, you blur my ass out.
Very true. But then I think the problem is actually saying that you cropped the person out. Because if you really want to do it correctly...
like, we should not know that they were even there.
Or, I mean, because this kind of reminds me, something similar to this happened on Basketball Wives. And what you have to do is you leave the person's arm in there or whatever, because you want the person to know they were cropped out. So you leave so it's just like some random arm or ponytail that don't belong to nobody in the picture. And then people will wonder, but that person will know that they were cut.
Amazing.
But yeah. That's funny.
Okay, this whole event, you guys, let's get into this. This is honestly Kenya's return. She is coming back with a vengeance, letting everybody know, I hope you missed me. Now I'm going to give you what you've been asking for. You wanted me back? I'm going to give it to you good. Marching band in all. Your edges matter, Erika. We have the photo.
Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, I would say the same thing Marlo said. You passive at home with your husband, you need to be passive up in here and not do all of this extra shade. I feel like because she's so submissive and passive at home that the women are getting it even harder this season, because she's like, okay, I can't say nothing to my husband,
so I'm gonna give it all to you guys.
So I'm giving it to everybody else.
Well, honey,
everywhere,
all this effort that she put into a marching band and to throw this shade, she should be putting into her husband. Speaking of,
very true.
Because I don't recognize the same Kenya when she's with her husband. It is a totally different person. I know she's trying to play that wife role.
Yeah, but it's kind of sad.
No,
every time I see it, I do feel sorry for her. Like, I think this is totally obnoxious. I think the regifting of the doll was also very obnoxious.
Yeah.
But then when I see Mark talking to a child that cannot actually talk and ignoring her, like, that is disturbing sometimes to watch. So it's very... it's a tough one, because I feel like I do genuinely, jokes aside, feel like she is more rah-rah with everyone else because she has all this sort of pent-up stuff towards Mark.
You know what's really interesting? We're going to get really deep in here, you guys, because this is a really serious topic. I was actually watching reruns last night of just Bravo TV, and actually what came up was Patty Stanger. Don't get me started on that bitch, because the way she behaved on Andy's show a long time ago, talking about gay people, was very stereotypical and very basic, and I was not about that. And Andy was giving her dirty looks the entire time. And she's fighting with Jennifer Aydin, which is part of the news that I have for you later. But the point of me bringing that biatch up is that I was watching her $1 Million Listing stupid show, and it was on, and the only reason I kept it on was because Cynthia and Kenya were on it.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and Cynthia was like, oh, I have my friend, she needs to get a man, and blah, 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 and they were trying to set up Kenya and stuff. So it was really interesting, because I feel like this is...
trying to set up Kenya? I want to see that.
It was really interesting, because... even though I don't agree with Patty, what she was saying about certain things about love are true. The only reason I'm mad at her is because I guess the same rules don't apply to gay people, and I don't really like that. She was basically saying that monogamy just completely doesn't exist in the gay world, and that's completely not true. Not everybody is a whore. Not everyone is giving it up to everyone. There's people at home that really do have a man, and that's it. Like, end of story. So I really didn't like how she was like, I've tried to curb you guys. Like, looking at Andy saying, yeah, right. Like, even throwing shade at him. She was like, when was the last time you had a boyfriend? Like, she was really out of control. But what she was saying on the actual show with Kenya was really making sense about love. And she was saying, like, it's really hard to find love these days. And she's like, stop blaming it on the big city. Like, stop blaming it. Oh, I can't find a man in Atlanta. I can't find a man in LA. She's like, stop blaming it on the cities, because it's actually just love in general is very hard to find. Like, you have to have all those fireworks, you know what I mean? So it was really interesting to see Kenya try to have that. It did not work out for her, love, obviously.
Well, I know a few people who have been on that show too. So
it is totally fake.
It's way more scripted than any other reality.
Exactly.
So like half of those people are already in a relationship. So
exactly.
that's the first thing.
So I feel like that's one of the reasons she didn't lower the walls, but it's also like one of the reasons like that you can't like win with love unless you surrender yourself to it. Like my grandma would always say that.
That's very true.
Like you can't fully absorb something unless you like completely let yourself and get engulfed by it. So I think she's a very protected person. So I think it's very hard to find that. And I think with Mark, I think be careful what you wish for. You know, I just don't think it ended up right. And I don't think he is right for her.
Well, I mean, a couple of things I think that's interesting about both of them is I think they both came at a point in their lives where they both were like, I really want a baby. Because he kind of seems like he wanted another kid too. I mean, it kind of seems like...
it was just about the baby.
Not just about it, but that was a big motivation, I think, for them. And obviously, Kenya was getting older, so this was
like, I want a baby.
This was a miracle baby for her. So I think that in that respect, you know, she is really blessed. But... yeah, because we didn't get, you know, unlike some of the other couples, we didn't get a chance to see see when it was good. So it's really hard to say because I'm like, well, was he this crazy the whole time? Because why would you, so it's hard to tell because we didn't really ever see what was going on. We just heard her versions of it. But now that we can see it, it's like.
Well, I think we're seeing the aftermath
painful.
of
Exactly.
like these relationships now. Like a baby is not going to make everything magical. Like we're seeing that with Portia and Dennis.
Right.
And now we're seeing this with Mark and Kenya. Like it's really sad. And honestly, I know we talk and we throw all this shade, but I really want Kenya to find love. And it's really sad that she hasn't really found it. Because I really think she is a beautiful woman and she needs to be touched and loved and all that good stuff. And Mark ain't doing any of that.
Absolutely not. But I do think part of the issue, I think, with Kenya is that although she is very beautiful and she's very accomplished and, maybe she has money, fundamentally, I don't think she's healed from that mother issue. So I do feel like if you really want to find love, you have to work on yourself. And part of it, there always has been an extreme pettiness to her. She always has been like really extra, not always authentic, honestly. So I think she has her own, I think she has to fix herself. So I feel like any relationship she's going to get into is going to have
issues because she's not fixed.
She has to work on herself. Because like if you're looking for something outside of you, then whatever you find is not really for you. Because if she was, I think, more content with herself, then she might draw
She's broken.
someone.
She's
yeah,
broken.
I hate to say it, but I do actually believe that. So,
well, let's get into a lighter note. Do you think Yavanna recorded Cynthia?
Oh, absolutely.
I think so too.
I feel like Marlo Marlo doesn't have the time. Like, why would Marlo need to?
Marlo's not smart enough to pull it off.
Well, no.
She doesn't need to pull it off.
I don't say that, but I do think, like, Yavanna is the only person who could come back to NeNe or to anyone and they wouldn't believe her because she has no credibility. Anything that Marlo said, somebody said, I'm pretty sure why would she need a tape to NeNe? Marlo could just be like, this is what Cynthia told me.
And
like,
NeNe would believe it.
Right. Like, so I definitely think Yavanna did it.
I definitely think she's desperate to be on the show. The thirst is real.
I know. She's so thirsty.
They did give her a nice little slow motion shot of her hair. I was like, oh, I'm feeling that. Not enough to give you a peach booty. Back up. They'll be knocking on people's windows.
Thank you. I am feeling NeNe's drive away. You about to get run over.
Touch my window again and I'm going to fuck you up.
Yes.
I was dying.
Yes. You don't make no Bentley. You don't make no Bentley like that. What is wrong with you?
Don't be touching my Bentley. Are you kidding me? Get your greasy hands off my window. Do you see any fingerprints on these windows? No. So get your sweaty hand off of it.
Oh my gosh. She was like,
what's that noise? It's like the oven's ready. Oh, how sweet. Are the cookies here? Or is it maybe like a curse word like thing? Every time we curse, they give us a nice little
chimer.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's move on to I think I have another photo, actually. Yeah, let's pull this up. Kenya was just completely ridiculous. I've never seen such effort to pull off a shady thing. And it worked, but I don't know. Like, it didn't really, Marlo wasn't really, it took her a minute to react. It took her a minute to kick her out. So, I don't know. Like, this party was just strange.
Okay, first of all, let's take it from the top.
NeNe's entrance.
Well, even before NeNe's entrance, let's start with the basics. Someone who has a whole season of crazy looking wigs is starting a wig line. So that is the first.
Even this blonde wig right here.
Thank you. Even this looks like
Cleopatra coming at you.
This looks like the beauty shops where the people are. They're
Cynthia's blonde wig, Eartha Kitt, or no.
Like one of those beauty shops where you go to where they follow the black people around all the time. That's what I'm saying. This looks like those wigs that they have in the back, and then and the little owner just follows you until you leave the store. That's where it looks like this wig came from. Like, this looks clearly like I don't know if I would spend $20 for that wig. And so that's what's interesting, because at first I was intrigued by the idea that you make kind of the worst thing that you have going for you, your business, to improve yourself, I guess. I don't know. And yeah, like, her wig is the worst wig.
Let's pull up this other photo. I am her hot what? Hot something radical or something.
Oh my gosh. But her wig, out of everybody's wig, is the worst.
Is the worst. Well, Cynthia's is pretty bad too. Well, she looks like freaking At Last, what's her name? Etta James.
Oh, yeah.
Like Cynthia, that wig is not cute, boo. Portia looked the cutest. And so did Candy.
I feel like Portia should start a wig line because Portia's hair is usually great.
Her hair in that confessional with the green dress, and when she made fun of the Kenya thing, she's like, I don't agree with you today, but tomorrow I do agree. Your edges matter, and I will be using the product. I was dying. So funny. This episode was actually really funny. I was rolling, you guys. It was really, really good. What's the next photo? Yep, let's pull it up. Let's move on to Real Housewives of Orange County. We have the queens of the OC for you guys. And by queens, I'm not bringing up anybody OG. Yeah, I'm talking about the new queens of Orange County, Emily and Kelly Dodd. First of all, Emily was making me laugh so hard this episode. She was like, yeah, I used to date a drug dealer and he had a boat and 2 jet skis. So I definitely know about jet skis. I was dying. I'm like, oh my God, she really is just like us. Haven't we all dated a drug dealer?
Oh my God, don't we all have a big butt? Yes.
I don't have a big butt. I wish. I'm going to get me that fat transfer.
She was like, I feel like I fit in here.
I love her. What about Kelly Dodd? Your thoughts on Kelly Dodd?
I don't know. I mean, I like Kelly, but I feel so far this season, she seems a little out of control.
I know, but don't you feel like it's because everyone's attacking her? It's Kelly Dodd versus everybody else.
Okay, I feel like this is the episode. I think I mentioned it another. They're all gonna laugh at me. I feel like this is Carrie, and she's gonna burn down the high school. But no, she
What? You don't tell me you're Team Tamra.
No. I'm not Team Tamra. No, definitely not. But I do feel like Kelly just gets so crazy with her reactions. She does.
She hurts people.
Where it's almost like...
Hurt people.
Yeah, but she goes so off the rails. It seems like it's something deeper going on with her.
Well, what it is, I know what you're talking about. And I love Kelly to death. She just started following the It's Bravo Bitch podcast on Instagram.
Yay.
We love Kelly.
I love Kelly, actually.
But I did see something on Twitter that it's a recycled pattern. You know what I mean? She fights fire with fire and then quickly apologizes. And it's like a victim thing. And then it's like, I hurt you because you hurt me. And then it just starts right all over. And it's like it's a pattern. It just never ending pattern. And you can only blow up so many times and then apologize and then we're like good about it.
I guess that's the thing. I've watched it for so long. It's kind of like, okay, I'm over the apologies. Like, it is what it is. And sometimes
but the other girls are not playing nice either. So I'm like, I give you the pass to call, what's her face stupid and her friend ugly because she is ugly and she is being stupid. You know what I mean? I didn't want to say what I really wanted to say. Actually, that was like totally PG to what I really wanted to say.
I get what you're saying, but then I don't know. Like, I remember that fundamentally she and Vicky fell out because Vicky went on a double date with her ex or whatever. And
you don't think that's breaking any type of girl code if we're going to go all the way back?
I mean, it is, but not like the eternal not like forever. Like, she's so...
Like, let me cuss you out once and then we'll move on from it.
Or I would say one season. Like, stop it already. And so, to me, she held that against Vicky, or she still holds it against her, really. And I think that, so it just came into this big...
Vicky's mouth doesn't help the situation, though.
Big feud. And Vicky does do sneaky things. I totally agree with that. But I just feel like sometimes Kelly is so out of control, it hurts herself more than anything. That's my only concern for her. But yeah, absolutely. I think that Vicky has done something, and then there's always some confusion. But luckily, we have producers about who said what first, and that's giving me a headache.
I do agree with you get so out of control you can hurt yourself. I do agree with that because I feel like sometimes I have those kind of tendencies. Like, I get so red that I'm just gonna, it's just all reactionary, and then a couple hours later, it's like, that was so stupid and not that big of a deal.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, it's not so much that Vicky doesn't look like a pig. It's just like after a point.
You did not bring that up. I literally contained myself.
Oink, oink. It's not like
because I didn't want to say that. You just brought up the P word.
Well, I'm not saying that, that all of Kelly's things are unfounded. What I'm just saying is at the end of the day, a lot of times, to me with her, I always get the vibe. There are certain people who go off so hard, so loud that they embarrass themselves more than they get to the other person. Because now everybody's like, is she okay?
Because you're crazy, yeah.
You just look crazy now. And so that's the only thing, that's a concern I have with her. But, and at one point, it's good to see that she got back with her mom and she's trying to mend those fences because I think she does need her family.
Let's pull up the next photo, which is a revelation. Gina has taken out her hair extensions and still looks horrible. What is this? What is this?
Okay.
This is me FaceTiming him after he's ignored all my texts and DMs all night.
and by he, I assume you mean your stylist because your hairdresser. Because this is what happens when you use too much bleach. Like that just looks dry. I feel like her hair is like,
and it only lasts 2 days. Look at all that root.
Decondition me.
Look at all those roots.
Decondition me. That's what her hair is screaming to everyone who sees it. Please.
She need a relaxer.
She needs a hot oil treatment. She needs some shea butter. I don't know what she needs, but the ends of her hair look
it's so bad. Oh my God.
Dry.
And then we have a new couple alert. This is the first time I've ever made a meme, and I'm very proud of it. I'm sorry. Like, I couldn't help it. When they were sitting next to each other, I'm like, they're so cute. They look like a hot new gay couple. And when Eddie did this movement, I'm like,
Tamra's never coming to the show again.
And she better not. I don't want her here. I'm just kidding. You know what? Like, I talk a lot of crap, but I actually would love Tamra in here. Like, bring it on, girl. I want to hear what you got to say. Because here's the thing. Like, it's all TV, and we can't take it too seriously, you guys, even though I do have my set opinions on stuff.
Yeah.
But the only reason I bring this up is because I brought this up last week when April was here with Ashton from Below Deck. She said at BravoCon, oh no, I said this actually because I read on Twitter that even though Tamra's like horrible on the show and we're all like, yeah, that she was like amazing at BravoCon and people loved her. Like she was so great with the fans. Mm-hmm. And like even people that I've seen personally myself talk so much shit about her on Twitter were having pictures with her. And they even posted like, my Twitter's gonna burn down. I know I've talked so much crap, but Tamra was so cool and so sweet at BravoCon. Like, I'm sorry, I have to stan.
Well, you know how it is. The two faces of Tamra.
You got the pretty face.
Right. I mean, which is also the face I would choose to take to BravoCon.
Oh,
so I totally support her. I mean, that's the thing with Tamra that I think is the biggest issue is that the two-facedness to me. Because it's like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, now I'm going to, what happened to this whole Kelly is messing up my lawsuit? It's like, okay, now
girl,
we're
like
hugging.
you have the lawsuit with or without Kelly, so stop it right there. And then this stuff doesn't even air for like a year later. Who knows where it'll be at that point? You know what I mean? So I just feel like she's crying wolf. She's like, he's depleting my savings. Like every time Kelly makes a comment, like she's trying to get involved in the lawsuit. She's not trying to get involved.
Yeah, she's going to be a witness.
No, she's not. And she's not going to be subpoenaed. Like, stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
For sure.
It's been really interesting. It ends next week. There's a lot of the show that wasn't brought up and wasn't shown that I know of because I have my personal sources from Orange County. So it's very interesting how it played out. That's all I can say. What I can say about the reunion is I'm excited to see it. None of the husbands are going to be there except for Shane, which is very interesting.
Really?
And we know this because we saw it on Andy Cohen's Instagram. Like he did a story with Shane on the reunion, cool. Saying like, hey, it's the bad guy, so it's very interesting. I like the villains, as you know, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It seems like Kelly's kind of giving Tamra like some leeway to maybe be forgiven and get brought back in. I'm not sure. I thought we were mad at Tamra the whole time and we're going to stay mad, but maybe we're not going to be mad at Tamra. I don't know. We'll have to talk to Kelly. We want her in here.
Yeah. And I really do. I don't want anyone to misconstrue me. I do really like Kelly a lot. And I love her with her daughter, Jolie. I like Kelly, and I like the single Kelly kicking it and mingling. She seems like a great person to party with. I mean, she seems like a fun person, you know.
She's just like, if you cross me, I'm going to burn your house down.
Yeah.
She's a little left eye Lopez.
Exactly.
Rest her soul.
Thank you. May she rest in peace.
May she rest in peace. I love me some Lisa Left Eye. Let's move on to New Jersey. Are you caught up on New Jersey?
Yes.
It's been very interesting, you know. Jersey started off kind of strong. It's okay to me right now. It's still good, but it's okay. Like, it's not great in my opinion. I think Jennifer is a little too big for her bridges. Like, she needs to relax. Even coming after Bethany on Twitter, because here's the thing, like, I know that Jennifer is funny, and so I think that's gotten back to her. So now she's like, I'm funny, I'm a comedian, and it's
in
like,
her own mind.
no, honey,
You're
no,
not.
we're laughing at you and with you, but mostly at you.
Yes. There's a difference between being funny and being goofy, boo.
Yeah, like, you're goofy and we love you for it. We don't want you to lose that spirit.
Yeah,
but
for
I think
sure.
she's becoming a little too, like, I don't know. It's extra.
Yeah.
She is being a good housewife by starting up stuff. Who are you on team with as far as like Jackie versus Dolores and Teresa? How do you stand on that? Because a lot of people are really for Jackie. I posted something about me not really being crazy about her, because I'm not really crazy about her. I think one of the best things about her is her hot husband.
Oh yeah,
Yum.
her husband is a cutie pie. I'm in between on that. Like, I'm actually of that situation. I'm like,
People are like, yeah, fight Teresa.
I like Melissa more than anybody, because it's kind of like Jackie. I like that she doesn't back down.
Yeah.
But some stuff, like,
It's stupid.
It was stupid, and I get why Teresa was like, wait a minute, what? Why are you talking to me and I'm talking to my sister-in-law? You know what I'm saying? Like, the original fight, which was, if you could control Joe, would he have gone to prison or whatever? And it's like, you don't know me like that. Like, she was wrong from that go. So I feel like sometimes she trying to...
You just met me. You want to come at me like that?
I feel like
you
she
don't
comes
do that.
too hard
Thank
for
you.
stuff that doesn't concern her. So that is an issue that I definitely have with Jackie. I feel like, that being said, Teresa, like, it's old, let it go.
Yeah.
I think Teresa is very much like, I'm the queen, and if you don't kiss my butt, you're like, And so she's not running up behind her the same way Jennifer is. So.
Yeah.
So I do feel like Teresa could cut her some slack. So I'm more towards Jackie than...
I don't know where Margaret's going to land, though, because she's been kind of like playing both sides and
Margaret
trying
is
to
going to land with Jackie, because Teresa's going to cut her.
Yeah. Because Margaret's been getting very ballsy, and so is Melissa. Melissa's like, this one thinks I'm an asshole or wants me to kiss her ass. And I'm like, bitch, you're getting ballsy. You need to relax before Teresa checks you.
Thank you. Don't make Teresa go back and call your husband again.
Okay.
Or talk to the daddy. Then it's going to be...
Speaking of daddy, Joe Gorga. Oh, my God. I love that the poison talk is back. All the boys were gathered around and they were talking about sex, and it's like old school Joe Gorga coming back. I gotta release this poison. I can't have this poison inside of me. Poison.
I know.
Poison.
I'm like, let's do a Boyz II Men dance right now. Yes.
Oh, I love me some poison.
Now, what I found
The
totally
band.
interesting about that poker game, I'm just curious as to why Frank went as opposed to Dolores' actual boyfriend.
I want to know why Frank is kissing Dolores in the trailer, and we haven't talked about this. Like, she's in bed, and he comes to the bed and kisses her in the freaking, like, in the little intro. I don't know. That whole situation is not good. I feel like Dolores' boyfriend is just, like, cruising on cruise control. Like, he got a girlfriend, but at the same time, he's single. He can get some, but at the same time, he can, like, go find something else. I think he's just, like, has the perfect arrangement.
I know. And then also, I feel
Why
like...
buy the cow if you can get the milk
he's
for free?
probably like, I'm going to be nice until this contractor gets finished with my home. There's that.
That's
Like,
the other thing. Yeah,
You can't act a
exactly.
fool with people who are building your house and got your money. Like,
But Dolores doesn't even want to move in with him.
Well, that, I mean, that's here nor there, but I know he can't really act a fool, because who knows what they could do. They could burn that house down. So, but no, I agree. It's very odd that he and Frank are so cool. I don't know. I mean, you know what, Dolores? Go ahead with your bad self. If you can have two men and just,
I don't know. I would be messing with Teresa's contractor.
The pool guy.
Did you see that? Yeah, the pool contract. Ooh, those muscles.
She's like, yes, you always liked me.
And Joe's like, damn, I see you looking at him. And I've been like, can you get out of here, please? I want him to give me his poison.
Exactly. He's throwing in $100,000
He needs to release this poison. So, yes. Exactly. He's making $100,000 pool for $60.
Exactly. And I'm not talking cash. So, hey.
Exactly. There's a lot of poison that needs to be released.
Very true, very true.
Let's get into some news and gossip, because it just does have to do with New Jersey anyway.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Twitter wars. So Jackie, like I was saying, she came after Bethany and was like, I'm funny. And then Bethany responded to like a meme of Jackie saying like, I'm funny or something. And she's like, said no comedian ever. So then Jennifer responds back with, let's see where we are in 10 years. Like, you think you're so big and bad. Aren't you supposed to be off doing bigger and better things? Like, you're not on Housewives anymore. She was saying this on a Watch What Happens Live, and everybody was like, are you sure you want to do that kind of challenge? Like, Bethany is an entrepreneur. She has built companies. She has a Forbes acknowledged worldwide brand, Skinny Girl. Everyone knows this. Jennifer, you married a plastic surgeon in New Jersey. Like, calm down.
Wait,
your
Jennifer?
house is huge. It's the Taj Mahal, like Joe Gorga said, but let's calm down. Like, Bethany could buy that house if she wanted to.
Oh my goodness, Jennifer, you married somebody rich and you did an impression of one person. Like, stop it right now.
Calm down, Kristen Wiig. Like, you are not that funny.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so it's really interesting that, but it's ballsy though. I mean, do what you got to do, but
that's when Patty Stranger jumped in on Twitter and was like, oh no, Jackie, you need to back down. Like, you need to have respect for the OGs like Bethany. And that's when Bravo fans alerted everyone else on Twitter, let's not get happy about this. We don't like her. And then they posted that Watch What Happens Live video of Patty on Andy acting like a damn fool. I love Twitter. Twitter is so messy. Twitter is so messy.
Twitter is the place.
Are you following me at HollywoodLian on Twitter, please? It's so good. Like, Twitter is so good. They were just reminding us, like, let's not get all caught up on Patty, because that bitch is crazy and has said some really negative shit. When Andy is looking at you like this on his show, like looking at the camera, like, what is she talking about? And then you start coming for me. No wonder you got no more show on Bravo, boo. No more show on, a lot of networks have canceled that show. She's just tried to repeat everywhere with her no relationship having ass giving people advice. Boom.
Well, you know what you got to do. You got to fake it till you make it.
Sergi Pop, where have you been? Hi. Let me do a quick little shout out. Hi, Ronnie Film Raider, LL Nuts. Jean's welcome. Oh, I love Jean welcome. Thank you so much, guys. Jennifer's so full of herself, and not only with filler. Oh yeah, she does a lot of filler. Do you guys love Jennifer's her lip liner?
No.
Yeah, we left that in high school, boo boo. So the cholas in my high school used to do the lip liner and then chapstick.
Oh yeah, that dark line. No. That's very, very.
Jennifer does the dark
90s.
lip liner and then she puts lipstick over, and I'm like, okay, girl, calm down, Chola.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for coming in, Erika. What do you want to promote? Where can we find you these days?
All right, you guys. Well, I'm Erika Edwards. You can follow me on all of my social media, which is Erika, ERIKA, D as in door, Edwards. You can catch me tonight if there's somebody out there who still watches Real Housewives of Dallas, then come join me. It's a small select party, but we love each other there. And then otherwise, you can catch me Sundays on Ray Donovan and of course LuAnn's show, The Real Housewives of Atlanta.
That is not my show. This is my show. I'm on that show with everybody else. If you want to continue to support my show, tell your friends if they watch Bravo, they should be watching It's Bravo, Bitch. Follow me on all the podcasts and on all the things at HollywoodLian and at It's BravoBetch podcast on everything. I'll be here every single Wednesday. We have some new guests in the wings lately. Ronnie might pop in here, so make sure to keep up with me on all the things. We'll see you next Wednesday. Bye, AfterBuzzers.
Ciao.
Bravo, bitch! Bravo, bitch!
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.